back to Waste Some Time with Jason Green. I am Jason Green. It's Monday, and you know what? I feel like it's been a little while since we've all been together wasting time, and we're going to change that right now. I've been busy ever since coming home from those cruises. You know, I did the 80s cruise and the Monsters of Rock cruise. I've been trying to edit all the content for you guys. And I'll tell you something, it takes a minute because 12 days at sea is a lot of editing. But we're going to talk about what I've been up to. Maybe we'll talk about what you've been up to. All that and more right after this.
Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody out there to waste time with you.
Again, it's Monday, and we'll take a look at some questions and some comments. I'm trying to get a little work done. There's no rest, which is a good thing because some people have nothing to do. I'm happy to have something to do. I'm getting ready to go to Connecticut this weekend, uh, Mohegan Sun Arena, Vixen with Piercy D. Martini. You know Piercy D. Martini, basically the two main members of RATT. Anyway, so I was in Los Angeles. I think it was last week now. No idea. And for Piercy D. Martini rehearsals, 3 days of rehearsal, and I'll tell you, it went amazingly well. What a talented band. For those who don't know anything that I'm talking about, Stephen Piercy, Warren D. Martini of RATT, together with Blas Elias, formerly of Slaughter, Carlos Cavazzo, formerly of Quiet Riot, and Matt Thorne, formerly of RATT and Rough Cut. They got together and had an incredible rehearsal, and I'll answer some questions about it because I see we're already getting a lot. So maybe we'll start with that subject, and then we'll talk about some of the other things that you guys want to know about. First, let's start with thanking Rodney. Rodney, thank you so much for the super sticker, supporting the show. It's much appreciated. Okay. Is there a tour diary from the Stephen Piercy show last October in Wisconsin? Yeah, it'll be there one day. Everything happens in time. So every show has a, a tour diary. Just right now we're on August, so hang tight. Hang tight. And JK saying it was good to see me on the cruise again. Good to see you as well. I'll tell you before we get too into Piercy D. Martini, because everything is cruise. I did a series last year of 7 days of the 80s cruise. I mean, there was over 100,000 views, and a lot of people told me that they went on the cruise because they saw it on my show and it looked like fun. They wanted to try it. And Monsters of Rock cruise, also tons of views. Well, I promote these cruises. I'm promoting this one. We're on episode 4 now. Episode 5 comes out, I think, on Wednesday. And I feel like these cruises should kick me back. A referral, if you will. If everyone's telling me they booked the cruise because I suggested it or they enjoyed my experience, then don't you think your old friend Jason deserves a few shillings? And before you say I'm a cheapskate, it's not that this is kind of common practice. You refer somebody. So if I get someone to shell out their hard-earned dough to go on a cruise, then maybe, just maybe, you should kick me back as well. And so we're negotiating because I would love to do it again next year, but I will not be promoting that until we have a deal in place. Okay, let's see here. Trying to go, Jesus, so many things. Yasmin's looking forward to the Piercy D. Martini show Saturday night. Yes, well, Yasmin, I'm glad you're going to be there because that's the place to be. It's going to be a great show. Will Stephen and Warren do more than one show together? You know, I would recommend you go to any show you can possibly see because I can't guarantee how long these things last. They haven't spoken 7 years. So I don't know what's going to happen. But right now there are officially 3 shows, and there is threats of more. A lot goes into getting these things agreed upon. These are big shows in big venues, and but I can say that right now, Mohican Sun this weekend, a few tickets remain, is available, and then after that, the M3 Music Festival in Columbia, Maryland. Um, get some tickets to see that. The Mohican Sun is April. The M3 is May, May the 4th. Be with you, and then somewhere down the road, the Beaver Dam. Everybody loves a good Beaver Dam. So anyway, make sure you get your tickets. How many are there now? Well, I just answered that. Uh, Stephen Show in North Carolina is awesome. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Are the '80s cruise videos over with? No, no, we're only on day 4, so you got plenty. You got plenty more to go. Jeff, thank you so much for the super chat. The cruises should be as generous as you. A big hello from New York City to Jason and Michelle. Yeah, well, I look forward to being back in the New York groove soon. Let's see here. Okay, well, let's. You got a lot of questions. I'll talk for a minute and then we'll get to those questions. So, rehearsals, who knew how it was going to go as they haven't seen each other in so long? And I will tell you that I knew I was part of something special when on the third day, Stephen walked into the room. The band was playing Back for More. And Stephen went over and hugged Warren, and Warren hugged him as well during the song while playing. And after that, they had a really great moment. And really, all of a sudden, any drama or worry seemed to go out the window. And I felt like I was fortunate to be part of this. 6 people can say they shared that moment. 5 band members and myself in this little tiny space. And Stephen sang the set, and there's some surprises, and they best kept surprise. And they really had a great time. And I'll tell you, Stephen drove almost 4 hours to be there, sang for an hour, and drove 4 hours home. And there was this vibe that this is something special. And as Stephen said, you're seeing the guy. A lot of people have played RATT parts, but you're seeing the guy. And I think that if you're a fan of RATT, if you're a fan of music, you're going to be excited by this. And let's see how long it goes and what comes next. But there's some big shows, and there's some really big shows in the works. Big Time Entertainment, Sullivan Big. He's a world class agent, and he's putting together some big things so that you guys will be able to see it. And about all I'm going to say about it, for now. I mean, this isn't my horn to blow, if you will. Let's see here, or to toot. Maybe it's to toot. You guys have so many questions that I can't answer them all. So I'll have to get back to you in just a moment. So anyway, I was out in California and I was staying at a hotel in Pasadena. And what's funny is they film America's Got Talent at the it's a theater attached to the hotel I was at. And when we parked, we saw Howie Mandel's parking spot, Scary Spice's parking spot, Sofia Vergara, and Simon Cowell drives a cheap Tesla, by the way, if you're wondering. And it was interesting. The hotel was crazy. It was all the kids singing and people juggling and swallowing swords and shooting ping pong balls out of their orifices. I mean, everyone's got talent apparently. It was strange, but they promised me. I'm a Marriott Bonvoyage platinum member, not to brag, but they told me we're going to give you this special room that has a loft, an upstairs and a loft and a terrace. I thought, all right, finally, somebody's giving me some respect. But I couldn't get to the hotel because I had to get off to Pomona to film a very special event called A Day in the Life with Wednesday 13. So I went to Pomona, California, and which is also home of the Facts of Life school, and spent the day with Wednesday, from sound check to VIP meet and greets to him putting on his makeup to the show. to after the show, backstage, you name it, all access to Wednesday 13. And let me tell you, the show's great. I'm not just saying that. If I thought it sucked, I'd duck around it. But Wednesday's got a great skill, and the guy that you see here on the show is very different than the guy who hits that stage. He's got a new music video available now, and also he's got a new record. Comes out on April 25th, Mid-Death Crisis. I recommend it. I happen to make an appearance as well, if in case you needed that extra push over the cliff to buy it or listen to it or whatever you kids do with music these days. Anyway, I had a great time, really fun. I got to catch up with a bunch of old friends at the show too, and met a lot of nice Wednesday fans that recognize me or know me from this, and it was great. I'm so happy to meet people. I wish I could just go on the road with Wednesday. It'd be nice. It'd be something different. Maybe one day. But so we did that. We went back to the hotel, got there around midnight, and I went to my palatial loft with a staircase, and I walked in, and the room smelled kind of funny. And then I realized that you walk in, and there's a platform, and then there's a staircase that goes into the room. The staircase is worthless. The only thing you get out of this, I was told there was going to be a loft. I thought I go up the stairs and I have my own area. No, it so means when I get up in the middle of the night, because at my age you do that, I have to walk up the stairs to pee, which is a slip and fall harm. Hey, by the way, did I hit the intro already? I think I did. Yeah, I did. And so that's a danger. But anyway, upon further research, I opened the bathroom door, and there's bubbles coming out, soap bubbles, but it stunk. It stunk like sewage. It stunk like the worst sewage you've ever smelled in your life. Got to go to the front desk. All I wanted to do was go to bed. We drove all day. We drove all night. We partied with Wednesday 13. We wanted to go to sleep. I go to the front desk, completely sold out. Now I know that's bullshit. So I dropped my status that I am a elite Bon Voyage platinum mega super member, and I know that these hotels always have an extra room in case this happens. I said the room is inhabitable. Uh, it's bad. It stinks. You want to come in there? I go. You're gonna have to send me to another Marriott. No one wants to do that. So mystically, they found another room. It was great. I stayed in. Next day, I went to the second day of Warren rehearsals. Stephen wasn't there that day, and watched the band run the set, talk about the set list, and it was great. The rehearsal space happened to be right next to the dojo from Cobra Kai, the movie. Uh, I've been there before, and so I did a little video of that, and I took Bloss. Bloss is the only one who really appreciates the finer things in cinema, like me, and we had a great time checking that out. Um, I have a video of that kind of stuff coming soon too, and um, and then I stayed to do some more of my ongoing series, famous television houses. I've got some good ones coming up that I can't talk about. 'Cause I've got some secret access, and also, I don't want someone else to go and do the same thing I'm doing. But I will say that I visited the apartment complex from Punky Brewster, including the fire escape that she pulled Brandon up. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you have no idea. And I went to where Henry Ornamont's photo studio was. Anyway, big Punky Brewster video coming, if you like the television. One day at a time. I did a shocking video about one day at a time. I go do these videos and nothing shocking ever happens. Well, this one has a major surprise. But anyway, as you know, the show took place in Indiana, and they leave one place and then they drive and they show up in the other place. Well, matter of fact, both places are in California, but you're going to like that one. If you like TV shows, you're going to like that one. I went to the mansion from Benson, the governor's mansion, did a whole video about that. And I also went to the house from Mama's family, which also happened to be in Halloween. So those are some new videos that are coming soon. Lots to look forward to. But before I can get to that, I got to finish updating 80s cruise videos. And then after that, Monsters of Rock, 5 days of Monsters of Rock. So there's a lot to see, a lot to see, a lot to hear, a lot to experience, if you will. All right. So I think I kind of told you what I've been up to. Now let's take a look and see some of your questions and comments and thoughts. Uh, don't know what that means. Let's see. Sometimes I don't know what you're saying. Not all of you. Okay. A lot of talk about Anime Ant not being very good. He wasn't. He wasn't. Um, yeah. But Anime Ant is a legend. Sometimes you look at guys and he's just got this cool swagger, like said Keith Richards or Johnny Thunder. So I give him a pass. Um, how is Tammy doing? I had a brief exchange with Tammy, but I'll keep that private. You know, how well could you be doing during such a situation? I believe that they're still going to play the Rainbow, and I believe Tammy has to get back to work at some point. Maybe that's the best thing. I did see Ricky Rackman. He lives in North Carolina, and he came to the Stevens show last weekend where I was at Newton, North Carolina, and it was great catching up with him and his wife and their friends. Ricky's very nice, and we had a great time on the show. Ricky told me that he really enjoyed this and that it was one of his favorite interviews. That's a nice thing coming from somebody who does interviews. And so he's going to come back soon. He's got a big ride to promote. He's really into the motorcycle rides and for good causes. So we'll talk about that with him. But it was great seeing him. I had a nice time in North Carolina. I really did. You never know what to expect. Wednesday 13, by the way, his North Carolina is his birthplace. I stay at Bojangles in the airport. His favorite. That's my favorite. How did I like Puerto Rico? Oh, I love Puerto Rico. That was not my first time. I'd been there before. Stephen played there. I wish we could go back. And I say this all the time, but I grew up in New York City in a very Puerto Rican neighborhood. My best friends growing up were Puerto Rican, Baricuas, and had a great time, great food, everything. Those episodes are coming out more. You'll see more of my time there. Do you have an insulin pump? I've been type 1 for 4 years now, but I do not. As of now, my insurance does not cover it. Some of you may think there's a problem. I don't know. But I'm doing my best. I'm doing a lot to work on my diabetes. Got new doctors and working on some new stuff. Trying to lose a little weight. Trying to be more active. Trying to inject less insulin. Things like that. All right. Thank you for taking a picture with me in Newton, North Carolina. Michelle was killing it at the merch table. Yes, well, thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it. It was great to meet you. I'm always happy to meet people who watch this show, so thank you. This is Spawn Amplification. I wish I would have asked for some Waste Some Time swag last Thursday, but it was great to see a person. Great meeting you as well. The Spawn team, Eric uses Spawn products, and yeah, I didn't have anything. I should be carrying my own merch with me. I'm going to do a pick set that I've been working on for a while. The guy who created this artwork, he made my face into different, famous monsters. Me as Michael Myers, me as Jason, me. Anyway, so we're going to put those in a set and sell those on the site at some point. It's not all about money, but, if you like to have these things, it certainly helps. Travis saw Wednesday 13 in Portland. Such an amazing show. Meet and greet with him. Such a nice guy. First show ever. Definitely won't be the last. I'm glad you guys saw him. Yeah, and if you go out and see him on the road, tell him I sent you. Hit the like button. There's over 200 people watching. Only 10 likes. Come on, people. You can do better. Listen, you bring up a good point, Jeff. Because I've been thinking a lot about this. Basically, YouTube. There's a few factors. Engagement is a big one. I know some people are scared of commitment, but engagement is very important. And so liking the video, commenting on the video, these things help. They help push the videos. Now, the other thing that matters is, do people relate to the subject? Anyone could have a YouTube show, but you won't watch it unless you relate. And I feel like we're all a big family here. I'm no different than you. We talk about music. We have different opinions. We talk about life. And it's funny because I look at my subscribers and I think they could be higher. And here I am complaining. This whole show is just me complaining. First, the cruisers should be paying me more, and now I should have more subscribers. And the reason I say that is all of my content is my own, Everything you see, I created. Now, listen, some of the people who appear in the videos are great. The people I interview, they're great. Like Tony the Tiger. But I have to produce this content. I have to edit this content. What a lot of people do is a cheap way to get around that is they make these shorts and they put in other people's content. They go to a concert, they film somebody else playing, or they just take old MTV clips. That's not offering new content. And a lot of times it's not monetized. You can't get paid for that. My living is off advertisement on these channels. Now, most people don't watch TV anymore. Used to be we watch TV, we get our ads. Now, people don't do it. You don't read the newspaper and get ads anymore, but you do see ads on YouTube. So what I'm trying to say is either you like these videos or you don't. That's how it goes. But I'm not using cheap methods. I don't use clickbait methods. Tammy Down's situation was tragic. I fought myself over whether or not to put it out. And I got a lot of shit, mostly positive, by the way. But there were other shows, and I won't name them, who used horrible, horrible clickbait titles to try to get you to watch. And almost some of these shows almost try to imply that you're going to see video of a tragic death. And I wouldn't do those things. So, listen, if I can't get as many subscribers, why does it matter? Well, it matters because people who come on this show, when I want to do an interview, first thing they look at is subscribers. Here's the difference between me and everyone else. You might have 50,000 subscribers, but look at the views on the videos. People watch my videos. You seem to be interested. I appreciate that. Other people, yeah, they subscribe, but they're not watching their content. So I'm not going anywhere. My goal is to make this the biggest channel of its kind. And but I like to sometimes pull the curtain back and show the little old man behind the curtain. And in this case, the little old man is me. This is Timothy. Hey, Jason, love your videos. How you doing? I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much. I do think I should have more subscribers. Thank you, Timothy. Any chance Wednesday will be on Monsters Rock? Listen, Adam, from your mouth to Satan's ears, he should be. Wednesday is perfect for that. He's no one more perfect for it. The audience would love him. So you go on the Monsters of Rock boards and start telling them you want to hear see Wednesday 13. This is Kajola. Ordered my tickets to Rotterdam. Haven't been this excited for a show in a long time. I'm with you. It's going to be good. I promise. Missed the old Headbangers Ball. Ricky would be good on one of those cruises as well. Ricky would be good on the 80s cruise. I mean, I should be interviewing the metal guest, but if you don't want me, there's Ricky. Roberto is a Boricua, so nice to see you, Roberto. He left the island in 1991, have not been back since. Well, you always have home. Hi, Jason. I was wondering if you ever go to the big Star Trek convention, the Real Las Vegas. You know what's funny? I went to the Star Trek conventions when I was growing up in New York City at the Penta Hotel. Don't look for it; it's not there anymore. And I was really into those conventions, creation. And I don't think I've gone to it since it's been here. I should. I should. Will you have a merch table at the Mohegan Sun? Listen, if you guys say that I should bring merch, I'll bring some merch and I'll sell it like out of my bag in the parking lot, like a scalper. But Stephen and Warren will have official merch. Do you like the New York City band Spread Eagle? I saw them when I lived in New York. I don't remember that much. I thought they were pretty good. So PR gals are fine. I agree with that. Some fine young ladies. Oh, Batman is here. Jesus, Batman. Hey, Jason. Hope all's well on your side. Not bad. Paulie P. I wore your shirt to the Luxor to see Fantasy. Ticket lady saw my shirt and said, Jason comes to see Carrot Top. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I like Carrot Top. And how was Fantasy, by the way? It's a titty show. And I'm a fan of titties. And Michelle and I were thinking about going to see it. Oh, you know what? I've seen it, I think. Nah, maybe I didn't see that. I don't know. I've seen a lot of titties. To be honest with you. Wolf said he got his Monsters of Rock cruise picks today. Awesome, thank you. I think it's sold out. Maybe I'll have to. Maybe I have to put some more. I think I had a couple around somewhere. Anyway, is Johnny and Eric still signed on with Steven for the rest of the year? If you can say, I think that'd be our Johnny. I thought the band sounded great in North Carolina. So this comes up from time to time. Steven has a solo band, Stephen Piercy Band, and there are certain shows this year that are still Stephen Piercy solo shows. Right now, it seems like we're adding mostly Piercy DiMartini shows. They're indicated. You can go to officialstephenpiercy.com, but Piercy DiMartini means you get to see Carlos Cavazzo and Warren, and then the solo band is the solo band that has Johnny and Eric in it as well. So I hope that clears that up. But I think moving forward, yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of Warren DiMartini this year. We'll see. Is the merch table at M3 going to have RATT shirts? Well, it won't have RATT shirts. It'll have something. There'll be something. Let's see. This is Robin. Robin says, "Hi, Jason. Do you get more credit for the ones that watch episodes more than once as I do?" Well, thank you, Robin. Yeah, if you watch it on a different day, like you get like a 24 hours. If you watch it once, it's a view. If a day or two later you decide you miss my smiling face or snarky humor, or you want to see one of the other people, yeah, anyway, watch as much as you can. It does count. And I'm sorry to just talk about like the behind the scenes, and I'm sorry to seem like complaining, but I think people like to know. Thank you, Roberto, and thank you, Scott. Thank you, Chris. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but I'll take it. Watch the ads. It helps the channel. It's only a few seconds. Yeah, I never want to tell people to do that, but sure, watching ads also helps. My goal is to continue to make a living doing this. I tour. I got a good gig. But I'd like to do this, forever. And so far, it's pretty damn good. Will you be at the Rainbow Bar? I will. I'll be at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, the world famous Rainbow Bar and Grill, to see, I was going to say Andy McCoy, to see Michael Monroe of Hanoi Rocks. Yes, I'll be there. And Faster Pussycat. Shelly says she's selfish because she doesn't want Wednesday to go on the Monster Rock because I can't have the time off and would be devastated. I get it. Well, so far they haven't got it done, but I think it could. Things happen sometimes, but keep doing your thing, Jason. Looking forward to meeting you and Steven in Hollywood show in June. I don't think there is a Steven show in Hollywood in June. There's not. But Hollywood, Canada, maybe? Is that what it's called? We'll be in Canada in June. Jet, thank you so much. Green-eyed girl, thank you for being a channel member. That also it helps. And I'm thinking about finding new things to do for channel members, give away tickets to shows. Also thinking about maybe doing meetups, organized meetups, where maybe at a show we get together at 6 o'clock, we all meet somewhere. I should probably do my show live from places too, find a venue, we'll do the show live, you guys come and hang out. So thank you. I do want to do more. Ricky definitely should be on the 80s cruise. He says that he is banned from Monster Rock. He said something to that effect. I didn't really push it. What TV shows are you watching this week to wash away the worries? I always enjoy watching your shows, but I'm watching the same things I always watch. Three's Company, Sanford and Son. I don't really watch too much new television. Hey, Sandy, love wasting time with you. I love wasting time with you as well. Loved your cruise diaries. Well, hang in there. A lot more to come. It's tiring, but there's a lot more to come. Let me explain a little bit of what goes into, I hope this isn't boring, but what goes into the cruise diaries. I put up as much of the clips of the bands as I can. And then it's up to YouTube what you get to see, because certain things are considered monetized. There's ways around it. Excuse me. But so that takes work. Then I have to re-upload. Uh, how are you getting along with DeMartini? Well, fine. I've always gotten along with him, but the question should be how's Stephen getting along with him, which is also fine. Honeymoon Suite sounded awesome in your video. Broke out the big prize of the day and listened to it. Yeah, they're a good band. Sounds good. Are you gonna go? Are you doing Wednesday with Wednesday this week? See, depends on his schedule. I am here, but it really depends on his schedule. The canceled show at Arcata in July will be rescheduled. A lot of talk about that, and I can't say it yet. So I think there'll be a good outcome to that. But for right now, can't do it. Nick Chavez, got a kick out of your cruise videos. Glad I'm not the only one who tells the hostess that we do not want to sit with other random people, right? I mean, what is going on with that? That it's ridiculous. And excuse me, put my legs up, my old brittle leg. On these cruises, sometimes they have dining. Now, look, a lot of people go on cruises and they're new to it and they just eat in the buffet, but you're missing half the experience. And the food is much better in the dining, bland still, but they will try to put you together. Sometimes I remember when I was a kid, my parents would go up to the Poconos and you would share tables. Maybe they didn't have too many tables, or Faulty Towers, maybe, if you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you'd have to share a table, but I don't really want to share tables. I'm not looking to meet anyone new, and I'm not looking to have awkward conversation. What if somebody starts talking about something stupid? There's plenty of that, and I don't want to do it. So I sit by myself. Asking me about Lincoln Park downgrade, lack of ticket sales, new lead singer. I don't think it's the new lead singer's fault, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe people just don't want to hear Lincoln Park right now. But I have a feeling on the right venue in the right place, they're still huge. Could be wrong. You crack me up every time they try to seat you with other people on the cruise. What is the obsession with making strangers dine together? I never cruised before. Yeah, I don't get it either. And by the way, there's a lot more of that. You still have 4 more episodes, and every night, and they try to fight me. In fact, one night, Michelle and I have a heated moment, and I say I'm not going to stand for this. And I believe me, I opened it up, and I opened it up for others. I'm a sort of a hero for the rights of people who don't want to mingle on cruises. Listen, somebody has to do it, and I did it. By the way, some people think that I was mean to Michelle in the last episode. Listen, this is what we call shtick, and people make millions of dollars making fun of their significant others online. So maybe they get over it. It's not all real. This is not a reality show. Bumper, thank you so much. The Convention of Hollywood show. I appreciate it. Bumper, I'm the idiot. You were right. June 7th and 8th. Steven's only there one day. Maybe it's 6 and 7. I'm going to put a big release out soon, but Hollywood show is incredible. It's in Burbank, California, and we're going to have all kinds of guests there. But I'm bringing 4 of my favorites, which is Stephen Piercy, and then little Stephen Piercy from the Lay It Down video. He was in Jurassic Park and a lot of other movies as well. I'm bringing Simon Wright of AC/DC and Dio. And I'm bringing Mark Torgel, who plays Melvin, who turns into the Toxic Avenger. There's Toxie back there. It's hard to see. There's Toxie. There's right there. And we're going to have a great time. Priscilla Presley is going to be there. Ted Neely, who played Jesus, is going to be there. Ferris Bueller's Day Off reunion, blah, 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 blah. I see the Yankees home run derby? I did, absolutely. And I don't believe the bat nonsense. Obviously, Aaron Judge didn't use it. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about. And I think everyone will be using those bats soon, good or bad. Any thoughts on Kip Winger's comments on Janie Lane and other musicians? Look, Kip will do every show but mine. And I know the guy. He always has an excuse not to do this. At some point, maybe he's just not going to do it. Who knows? And people don't want to do my show because I ask real questions. That's the truth. Jizzy Pearl interview tomorrow, by the way, recording it. He answers questions. I heard the same things about Janie, and I heard the same things on that tour. He got religious for a while, and was very strange. Like even the best people have bad days, and especially when surrounded by addiction. I don't think Kip meant anything bad about it. I heard that Jenny was a handful at that point. It is what it is. Do a live from the rainbow. I think we should, right? Let's do it. Could happen. Any updates regarding Faster Pussycat? I said this earlier. I've had brief contact with Amy. I don't. There's not much else I can say. Kip is always talking crap about anyone with more success. Not sure that's the case in this time, but I mean, sure, it could be seen that way. We should do a meetup at M3. I think so. I mean, my schedule is so crazy, but I'd like to do it if you guys are up for it. Hold on a second. I'm getting an update. Okay. Yeah, let's try to figure it out. Man's High? Question mark. Great videos. He seemed more low to me. Sean Clark's illegitimate son. Wow. I saw a couple turd hats trying to sit at your table on the cruise. You need a bodyguard. I might. I will tell you that Big John, the best bodyguard in the business, him and I went and did an amazing piece in the Bahamas. If you're interested in true crime, murder, death, and Nicole Smith, you're going to want to see it. That one will be out soon. This is Joey. Hey, Joey. Jason, I finally caught you live. My condolences go out to Tammy. As me dealing with mental health and addiction issues, current recovery after 35-year meth addiction. Well, hey, listen, that's no small feat, and at least you're getting help. Not easy. And depression and anxiety, I talk about it often. Not easy, but with drug addiction, I'm happy you're still here, and hopefully you hang tough. You get through. I feel like I'm giving you the worst advice. Yeah, you'll be all right. Must be happy the Yankees start. Judge is a monster. I think Aaron Judge is the best player in modern baseball. Not to say that Ohtani's not great. I still think Judge is better at the end of the day. But they're both amazing. And yeah, I hope it continues. The World Series last year was painful. I filmed tour diaries through the entire World Series. They haven't come out yet. I'm almost depressed to watch them. Sean Clark's illegitimate son is a great title. Is it true more DeMartini shows might happen? Aha! I feel like I'm being accused. Is it true? In fact. Well, in fact, it might be true. Yeah, Disney cruise, sit with the same people. I don't know about that. I love all things Disney. I'm almost a Disney adult. I love it. I love going to Disney. It reminds me of my youth. I had great parents. They're still with us. And I love Disney. Grandparents too. And we go to Disney. And but do I want to be on a cruise with kids all the time? Carrying around all those kid diseases? I'm not sure. Do I want to? I don't know. And I don't want to sit with anybody else except Mickey and Donald and Tigger. Swingers table on the cruise. Yeah, maybe they might have that. So what's on Gene Simmons canceling, making room for Kiss? Let me start by saying, over 2 months ago, I told you that the Kiss was going to do a residency in Vegas. And Sean Clark said, no way, it'll never happen. And Wednesday 13 said, impossible. Well, here it is. It's happening. Maybe not a residency, but this is just the beginning. Kiss back again. They made it a year. What more could you expect from Kiss? And yeah, why did they cancel? Because no one cares. No one wants to buy their tickets to see Gene Simmons. Maybe the venues were too big. Maybe the money was too much. Those guys need each other. I said it. Will Steven and Warren be doing meet and greets together? Listen, I'm lucky that those two will sit in the same room or step on stage. We're talking about it. But not at the upcoming show. It'll be a Stephen Pearcy meet and greet. I recommend you get it because the last meet and greet we sold 42. We tried to cap it at 30, but so many people wanted it that we went to 42. It will sell out, and get it. So anyway, right now it's just Stephen. And thank you for staying genuine. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for noticing. Who is hairier, Kip or Bloss? That's a silly question. Kip Winger. Kip Winger is covered in hair. Look at his Playgirl. Bloss is hairless. If you see the upcoming cruise videos, you'll see. They took my hair on their heads. I guess Bloss, but their nether regions, I can't comment. Just got tickets April 15th for Toronto to see Wednesday. Nice. You're going to have a good time. And you're going to enjoy the video. It comes out Wednesday. A Day in the Life with Wednesday 13. Oh, here, Daytona Guitars. My wife thought you were mean to Michelle. I always have to remind her of shit. Listen, I get it. You know how broads are. You know, they get all, oh, he's mean. He wasn't nice to that girl. You know, people get so uppity. This is theater. It's the theater of the macabre, and it's meant to be a little bit funny. Now, listen, if I was going to yell at Michelle, you think I put it out? I know, I keep it private. But no, in all seriousness, we're trying to have a good time. And I want to turn the comments off sometimes because the comments are so stupid. But then there's so many people who are so nice, and then it helps engagement if you want to get engaged. But yeah, you shouldn't have to explain it. Tell your wife to relax. Do me a favor. When you talk to her again, say, listen, sugar tits, or whatever your pet name is, you know. Listen, honey bunch, calm down, all right? Let the boys talk. See how that goes for you. AZ, super chat, thank you so much. Much appreciated. What do you think will happen to hard rock shows once this generation of performers on the cruise retires? Will it live on like jazz or just fade away? Great question. AZ, when you're a broadcaster and a journalist such as myself, you are happy when you get a good question. I think we're going to see a lot of kids taking over. I think you're going to see a lot of Evan Stanley and Nick Simmons. I think Firehouse, as I documented on my show, is great with a much younger singer. I think a lot of bands are going to hang on. The music is going to survive. Hard rock music isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's back bigger than ever. People listen to Hair Nation and other things on Sirius. Young people love it. Steel Panther, while it's not for me, has gotten a lot of people into that type of music. And maybe it treated like a novelty. But I think you're going to see a lot of. When I moved to Vegas, there was a show called The Platters, The Coasters, and The Drifters. There was no original Platters, Coasters, or Drifters. Unfortunately, that's going to happen. The band called Sweet is a complete joke. It's an embarrassment. There shouldn't be a band calling himself Sweet. The only living member of the Sweet is Andy Scott. He lives in England. He could call it, but not these other guys. And that's starting to happen more and more. Look, if everyone's dead, that's one thing. But I don't think the music's going to go away. Thank you for the question, AZ. Would you bring Bloss to Hollywood Show? We're talking about it. Let's see. Maybe I could talk Bloss into it. Bloss is now, maybe. Did you talk to Don Dokken on the cruise? I think he would be a great interview. The way you interview people is great. You let them rant a bit. I think it brings out great content. Well, thank you, RJ. Don Dokken would be a difficult interview, and he definitely rants a little bit. You know, he doesn't need a lot of questions. He'll go to town. When everyone was interviewing him, I passed. I didn't want to bash him. I think a lot of people were trying to bash him and clickbait on his voice and his health. I would like to do an honest interview with him. We seem to hit it off. You know, Neely from the Classic Metal Show. It's another rock show. He works with Don, and he introduced us, and I think set it up, and I think Don and I hit it off, and he's going to talk to him again, and I think he's going to do it, and I think it would be good. So that's where we're at. What was up with the stuff on people's doors on that cruise? Well, a lot of cruises, they decorate. And in the 80s cruise, they decorate, but also leave out offerings. You can go around and sort of trick or treat and collect fun things. It's great. The Monster Rock this year, the ship that they were on, did not allow it. They said it was a fire hazard. On the cruise. Hi, Lisa, by the way. Nice to see you. On the cruise, do the big bands have to sit with random people dining? No. Although, so in the dining room, they have artist dining. So on the Monster Rock, we went to a separate room where artists dine together. I use the word artist loosely. And then, but in the buffet area, it's common. You see everyone on those cruises, or even the big stars. At some point, you see, and I think that's what's so great about the experience. So anyway, I think that answers your question. And like breakfast and stuff, they don't have a private area. There's a private area for the artists to have dinner, with like quiet sort of get-togethers with their groups. Um, Thanks for the great content, Jason. I was counting. Appreciate it. I hope this is interesting. I'm just kind of yapping around. Went to the show in Newton the other night. Good shit, Maine. Monaco Rips. Absolutely. That show was completely sold out. Big John's a great person to have in your corner. Well, he's a great person other ways too. Janie had a lot of demons. Talking about him when he has no chance of defending himself wasn't fair. He mentioned Tammy too. I was disappointed in Kip. Sometimes these interviewers use things to their advantage. Clickbait, maybe. Blabbermouth maybe takes it something. Maybe that was a small part of the interview. Maybe we didn't hear the context. I'm not trying to completely defend Kip. He won't do my show, and I know the guy. But we don't know the whole. We don't know the whole deal. And sometimes if you ask me what my experience, if that was his experience, that was his experience. He said he was a great guy. Most of the time, he said Vince Neil, same thing. So I don't know. I think I try to run an honest show. I know Janie's not here to defend himself, but there's a lot of people that we talk about from a historic standpoint who aren't here. So I'm not sure, but you might have a point. Will there be any special merchandise for Warren shows? If it would be awesome, if so, well, there will. Just joining the party. I hate being late. Oh, look, Jay, look, better late than never. A little tardy is okay. It's Sherman. Sherman, how are you? It's good to see you. How often do you go live? Try to always do Wednesday with my co-host, Wednesday 13. I'm trying to do Mondays and Wednesdays. When my schedule lines up, which April and May it does, maybe do 3 days a week. We'll see. Shows actually how many people are interested. Right now, 34 people are watching. So hey Tommy, looking forward to the Monster Rock cruise. Love you too. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love you too. Yes, coming soon, very soon. The Jimmy Fallon ride is not at Disney World, it's at Universal Studios, and it is the absolute worst ride I've ever been in. We were discussing going back to Universal because the new Dark World or whatever is opening, Universal Monsterland, and I want to go, but we've decided no way to go on the Jimmy Fallon ride. It doesn't even sound real. You go to like a building, and then you're going to go to Jimmy's studio, and then the seats start moving, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Hey, now I'm so glad you're here. Well, we're going to go on a ride. Well, we're going to fly. There's the roots." And oh my God, he's too much, and the ride sucked too. If you had to put a price on your movie collectibles, what would it be? I probably wouldn't do that on the air. Sean Clark is the movie collectibles. I have other things. Well, Sean has other things too, but I don't know. One day I'm going to show you some of it though. Yeah, I wouldn't share my food with anyone. Well, I feel like if that's the case, if we have to sit at the same table and share that, I'm going to start taking things off people's plates, and maybe I'm going to talk in a language, that some people might find abrasive. Let's see. You say Ace is the last man standing, but it looks like you're going to get Paul and Gene together in some capacity. It would be nice if you could book Steven at the the AVI Casino in Laughlin, Nevada. I don't know. It might not be big enough right now. These Stephen Warren shows, like I know what's on the books, and there's some big stuff ahead. That's all I can say. Wish you guys were coming back to Kansas City. Bloss is Ageless sounds just like the tape man. Maybe that's from Rockstar. I don't know. But yes, he's ageless, and yes, I hope to get back to Kansas. Keep the tour tires going. I'm going. I'm trying. Yes, I won't turn off the comments, but I will block people now. within reason. Uh, Christina, thank you so much. Listen, finally, a dame who makes some sense. If you were mean to Michelle, I'm sure she would have told you. She's all right. And yes, she would have told me. And does tell me, look, I'm not trying to say I'm not mean. There's times I'm mean. I'm not that, I mean, not OJ mean, but, but yes, Frankie says relax. But, says they have not had shows in 5 years. If you mean Piercy DiMartini, it's 7 years. Will Stevie Rochelle be on? Yeah, he will. We try to work it out, but he's been busy, as everyone is. This is Shelley. This is the only YouTube show I've ever followed and watched, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Your content, you show, and sense of humor are the best. I'm glad I got to meet you on the cruise as well. Thank you, Shelley. I appreciate that. I like long form content. The reason I like baseball is that the game is long. I don't want them to speed it up. I want the game to go 20 innings. I like to sit back, and sometimes I'll fall asleep for a few innings. My father used to sleep with the baseball game on the radio, but God forbid you try to turn it off, he'd wake right up. That was when Phil Rizzuto and Bill White were the voices of the Yankees, and then Bobby Mercer later. But and I like content like that I produce. I produce content that I think I would watch, and I like to see the sort of behind the scenes and some of the things that happen in the airports. And me, Michelle, Johnny Monaco, and Blas Elias were in St. Louis this weekend, and everyone told us about this Ted Drew's ice cream. Everybody, Michelle, she said as she was a kid, she'd go through Route 66, and everyone had Ted Drew's custard or whatever. And so we went to a machine and we all bought ice cream. I should be having it. And but the hijinks ensued, and Johnny was just so funny. And you'll see that in about a year or two. Daytona, dude. When we watch this together, once she's finished making dinner, I'm stealthily watching. She'll be pissed. Thanks, Jason. And I'll tell you, you're not alone. A lot of times women come up to me and say, my husband loves your show. And then I go, I'm sorry. Because I know what's coming. Like, he talks like you, and he watches this nonsense. But other times I have husbands come up to you and go, look, my wife watches the show. It's rare that I find couples that like to watch together. And I'm also amazed at the amount of young people who watch, which is cool. I mean, it's cool. I just have to wonder, maybe all the FMKs are not the best thing. Although, listen, this generation is going to be screwed by other things. Dylan saying, do I know Cornelia and Chris Aiken? Yeah, well, I went on that show ages ago, long before I did my own. I was on the guest, and I don't want to revisit what happened, but it's out there, and millions of people heard it. Yes, Green Eyed Girl, true. I'm getting so tired. I didn't hear that Shelley saying that Don Dawkins might have made an overboard comment during the show. A few people exit. I didn't hear it. Maybe Shelley, you can shed some light on it. I didn't know. Sorry, I keep rubbing my nose. It's allergy season here. So enjoyed your cruise, and you give such awesome content. And when you're feeling even when you're feeling the weather, thank you. Well, I appreciate that. That's nice, Gabe. Tina, Jason, have you heard any new bands that you're like, damn, I like them? Yeah, occasionally somebody recommends something when I'm listening to other bands. Like I listen to Wednesday and on Spotify, and it recommends, and there's some good stuff, but nothing that I can remember off the top of my head. Hey, look who's here. Speaking of young people, Sam is here. Sam is Colossus drum tech, and dare I say, a protege of mine. I feel like I've been training Sam in the ways of the world. You've seen him on the show, and unless that's another Sam Wall. Hold on, I'm scratching my ear. But I didn't want to look inappropriate. You should see when I scratch my. Never mind. Anyway, does Kip still send packages to my house when he's in Vegas? It's been a little while, but I bet you he would. Uh, uh, Thank you, Jeff. Are you going on the 80s and Monsters Cruise next year? Well, Matt, you tuned in late probably, but somebody needs to. I feel like I need to be taken care of. You know what I mean? One hand washes the other hand's balls. You know what I mean? Or whatever. But everyone keeps telling me they're buying cruises. I think I should have a code. You know, like, wash my hands or whatever. And then they should give me a little something for selling it. I'm ready to do it. But I probably will be back. Oh, look here, Shannon. Young Shannon is here as well. Sam and I are watching from separate rooms in the same house because we hate each other. That's a very common thing amongst people these days in this world. I don't know if Shannon's been in a video yet. I think she's in the NAM one, maybe. Maybe her band was there and she wasn't. Shannon is a bass player and Sam is a drummer. They're together, they're a rhythm section, and they live in Nashville. And apparently they hate each other, but I see them quite often, and they're nice young people. And yeah, they're in the Cruise Tour Diaries. They're in the Monsters Rock ones. That you'll see in probably 6 years. No, 2 weeks. Um, and it's good. Are you eyeing any conventions? Yeah, every day, and we keep adding shows, and I can't go. I was going to go to the '90s Con coming up. I was going to go to Steel Con. I just this rock and roll. I just can't do it. Is Sean still doing the Wednesday live streams when he can? He has we all have busy schedules. Lost Last, King of the Wild Frontier. That comes from uh, Dana Strom. I'm going to forget. Have you attended the Avian Awards? Ronnie Limujarra hosted. Ever met him? I have met him, especially when I lived in New York, and I not only have attended the Avian Awards, I won one. Just that's another subject for another day, for another audience. Jason, you're the best. Thank you for your insight. Love your podcast. Thank you. Let's see. I was surprised that Matt had the custard. You should see how crazy Matt's been getting lately. He's a new man. When his wife's not around, he gets crazy. He got drunk with me on ice cream. Did you see the Stephen Piercy Playgirl? Someone got signed to North Carolina show. I did. I've seen it signed many times, but I did see it. A hunk of the month type. I tell my husband about the show all the time. I wish he'd watch with me. Well, maybe it's just you and I, Sandy. Maybe we don't have to let him in on our television, YouTube watching affair. Just kidding. Like, comment, subscribe. We're getting close to 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, please. I should have that stupid push play award. 100,000 subscribers, they give you a tin award that's worth nothing. But for me, it would mean so much. And I just don't get it. Maybe you guys have other content to watch. Let's see. Any thoughts on Youngblood? No. I have his pop. By the way, somebody who is a channel member, can't remember the name, I feel like an asshole, but he brought me a Iron Maiden Mummy pop, and I didn't have that one. So there you go. Sam, you and Shannon should come on the show. If you guys are watching, you should both come on from separate rooms. I would like to talk to you guys. I saw you on the 80s cruise, but was too intimidated to walk up to your videos, make me laugh. Well, SD, I hate to hear that because I really appreciate it. Sometimes we'll be eating and people will say, oh, I don't want to interrupt you because you're eating. But at the end of the day, I appreciate anyone who cares. And I appreciate it. Come over and say hello. But let's not share it. You know what I mean? April's got a good one here. Favorite episode is you guys watching the weirdos at the gas station, laughing so hard. So sometimes after an episode ends, they recommend other episodes for me to watch of my own. That's what it's come to. I'm watching my own episodes, and maybe we'll get Sam and Shannon to stop by if you guys want to talk to them. We'll find out what it's like to be a young musician in Nashville, paying dues, if you will. Let's story was I telling? Oh, so anyway, that episode came up. It was one of the best ones. It's from Arizona. I think we got banned from that venue, by the way, which is okay. But that was a fun episode. Excuse me. It's very dry in Vegas, and so a lot of that. Seen any good horror films lately? Hard Eyes. I saw Hard Eyes. I liked it. I like that. That's the only thing I've seen. Wednesday and Sean are way bigger horror fans than me. I hate to say that because I love horror, but Sam said that they would come on, so maybe they'll stop in. Something a little different, class up the joint, maybe. What do you think about Rob Zombie horror movies? Man, not really for me. I really do enjoy The Devil's Rejects, and I went to a screening of The Devil's Rejects at the Palm, a premiere, if you will. And Rob Zombie, Sherry Moon, and Nicolas Cage sat behind me. It was a cool experience. But I don't. More of his movies I don't like than ones I like, if you will. Hold on. All right. Big surprise coming very soon. 333 people watching. You and Michelle should do those first time hearing song videos. Yes, no. I'd have to maybe have the idea explained to me a little better. I'm not always hip on all the current things that the kids know about. But I do know that those damn cruises should be paying me something, right? I want to go on this cruise next year, but I'm not even going to talk about it or recommend it until somebody greases up their palm and sticks it down my pants. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, there's a lot more videos to come in. I do want to go. Oh, here's Dawn. Hello, Jason, by the way. Well, hello to you, by the way. And here's Alan. Keep rocking. Well, I'm going to try to keep rocking. A lot of people are joining in now, so they must be excited. Russell said that Juan Cruzier keeps texting it. Maybe it's true. I don't usually like to look at my phone when I'm doing the show. I try to make a rule not to do that. I'm here to do a job. I'm here to deliver a service. But I got a new phone, by the way. This is the iPhone Pro Max 77, souped up 99. I don't know. Very, very expensive. Invasion of Your Privacy being released this year as a 40th anniversary bonus tracks. I don't think so. It was released on vinyl with different colored vinyl, but I don't think there's anything new. Sarge, Jason, you legend. Cheers from Australia. Thank you, Sarge. Appreciate that. Peter Sandoval. Hi, Jason. Hope all's well. I hope I don't bore. I hope people don't watch this later and go, look, I don't want to hear him talking about these people. Do you know if they are redoing Frankenstein a little bit? I'm sure they're going to redo them all. The problem is, are they going to be any good? I'm scared they're going to ruin the monsters. I want my monsters to look the same. I don't want new monsters. You know, and I get it. Sometimes we have to accept change. Young people are taking over the world. Everyone has their own idea. Juan Cruzier will never be on stage again with Stephen Pierce. He's saying that like it's a fact. So, the new phone camera is super clear. Maybe a little too clear. Maybe. It is good though. It is good. The new tour diaries have been filmed with the iPhone 77 44 Pro maximum overdrive. Why won't Guns N' Roses get Matt Sorum back now the Frank's gone? Because Axl Rose doesn't like him. This was an obvious one. I was a little privy to the Guns N' Roses change, and there was other people they were looking at, but Axl's never going to go with someone Slash likes, for one. A lot of people thought Brent Fitz, great guy and a great drummer, but wasn't going to do it. Of course, he you know, there's still a lot of politics in that world. But on top of that, Matt Sorum, I believe, sued Guns N' Roses at some point, and Velvet Revolver. I knew it wouldn't happen. He should be, by the way. Look, don't blabbermouth if you're watching. Don't quote me, but he should be. I mean, he's on a lot of Guns N' Roses music, but Instead, we're going to get another boring drummer. And Steven Adler just can't handle it. I mean, I don't mean to sound rude. He's not ready to play 2.5 hours. Or 3 hours. It's not. He should come out and play the Appetite set. I do think that. I'm providing a service here, and the service costs money. Do you want the tickets or don't you? Very well said. He'll be at the Rainbow party. Where are these kids at? It's been an hour. I was going to let them host the second hour, but I don't know. Just saw Matt Fitz with Brother Kane. It was a great fit. Well, you saw Brent Fitz. But maybe that's his illegitimate cousin, Matt. Will Bloss finally be mic'd up for background vocals? The world is truly missing out on its melodic rhythm. Listen, from your mouth to Satan's ears, Bloss has a mic at every show. He never uses it. But I get it. He's trying, especially when he first joined, he was trying to get the parts right. And he did not sing at rehearsal. If that's a spoiler alert, so be it. And yes, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Damone all the way. All right, why don't you guys ask some interesting questions, and then we'll see if we can talk to some young friends in Nashville. But I'm getting tired and old. So, all right, here we go. Did Red Beach mention anything about Winger being done? I'm not even allowed to talk about Winger ever again. But you know who can talk about it is Shannon and Sam, and here they are. How are you guys?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm surprised you didn't just each go on from your own room.
That would have been way too much work. I was in the middle of making dinner when you texted, but I got it done.
What are we having?
I made chicken fried rice.
Wow. I think, Shannon, I think you told me that that's what he makes all the time, isn't it?
That's my.
That's what he makes like.
But I made it with brown rice this time.
You
45 extra minutes.
Yeah.
you have a lot in common with Wednesday 13. Your palate.
Been
Yeah.
told this, yeah.
All right, well, let's give you guys a proper introduction so that people watching know who you are. We shouldn't assume that everybody knows. Now, Sam, I met Sam when he was a younger person, you know, and he, you met Sam, you messaged me, and I think you asked for some advice on YouTube, right?
Yeah, and then I gave up on YouTube.
And I thought that, yeah, well, I think what was my advice?
I think I was just believe in what you do and like just don't be fake, which is true.
That's actually good advice. Most people I say don't do it. Just quit.
Well,
And
my
so,
advice to him, he messaged me for advice too, because we were like around the same age when I was doing the same thing, and I told him, best of luck with your career, thinking we were never going to speak again, and now we live across the country in the same apartment. So
it's funny how things turn out. And I thought the same thing. I thought, yeah, look, this kid's never going to stick to it, and no one's going to watch, and I'll just be nice. I do tell people quit. It's better advice, but because negative things happen more often than positive things. Hold on. Sean Clark is watching, but I don't know if I get his joke. I must have tuned in late. He said this looks nothing like Mike, Vivian, Rick, or Neil. Oh, Young Ones. I got it. It took me a minute. Young Ones is a British TV show. You guys, it's way before your time.
Yeah, we're too young for it.
It took me a second, but I did solve the puzzle. So
You did good.
So Sean, not Sean, I'll get back to you, Sam. All these S's throw me off. So Sam asked me for some advice, and apparently I gave it to him. And then we met on the cruise, right? Is that where we first met?
I think co-host was first. There's that haunted theater in Albany.
Oh, yeah, that was good. That's right. Well, we talked there. But then on the cruise, you appeared in my Monsters of Rock cruise diaries because
I did.
you were going to play. We didn't know you even played music. And Johnny and I wanted to take you through the casino. You weren't old enough to be there, but we found fun in it. And we all went and watched Stryper together. Now, that night, I stayed around to watch a thing called Rare Hair. And I didn't really get it. I don't really like jams. You know, I don't want to, I like to kick out the jams. but I don't like to really watch jams. And then sometimes these all-star things, everyone's got to eat. But I heard that Shannon was playing, and a lot of people on the boat were talking about Shannon being a young up-and-coming bass player. I'm an old, washed-up bass player, and I thought I would like to live vicariously through and see her. And I thought that Shannon was very good. That's the truth. I said that to everybody that night, that I thought Shannon did a great job. And I think most people stink. So that was a big compliment from me. But I thought that Shannon didn't like me because I assumed that most people don't. So we never spoke. But then, Sam, you and I stayed in touch, and I started to see that you could play the drums and that you knew some stuff. And it looked like you were deserving of a break, as they say. You deserve a break today. And so we tried you out drum teching for Bloss. And one of the things I'll say about you is that you're persistent. Now, some people can be persistent and be obnoxious. The amount of people that I block on a daily basis is high, but not just in my phone or Facebook, but literally outside my house. But you were persistent and you worked hard, and young people get a bad rap. You always made yourself available to do things. You didn't just sit around. You didn't just do drums. You knew how to play guitar. You knew how to tech. You knew how to do other things. You knew how to help. And I think that you're on your way to having quite the career as a musician, but also behind the scenes. And so anyway, so now I see you on a regular basis, and you will be there for the upcoming shows, the DeMartini, the Piercy DeMartini. Let me get the order right.
Absolutely.
And yes, Sam shared a room with me before now he gets his own room. Sam has a palatial room at the.
I always get like the 16th floor. I always somehow end up like the highest possible floor. It's the best.
Yeah, well, now this one, Mohican Sun, this is no joke. You got a really nice.
I'm excited for that. I've heard stories of the rooms. I'm excited.
And you have $100 to spend on whatever you want. A comp to your room. You know how much chicken fried rice you could have?
I can have several bowls. That's
He can have
awesome.
so many grilled cheeses.
That's true.
Now,
Hey,
Shannon,
Johnny
are you going to make the pilgrimage to the Mohican Sun?
No, I have gigs, unfortunately. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
fortunately, it's probably good that I'm like working, but
Shannon's parents will be there though.
my parents will be there, yeah.
Nice. I like Shannon's parents. They're very nice. Shannon's mother saved my life. Did you know that?
It's true. Isn't it?
She also gave Steven candy too. I don't know if you were there for that.
I might have killed him, but but anyway, the story is we were watching Michael Monroe, and me and Sam were standing up on this balcony type thing, and I noticed my blood was going incredibly low. Sam sprung into action and recognized that your mother was there and that she carries around candy.
For
And
some
so,
reason.
but
We
she
still
didn't have
don't know
any.
why.
Well, she likes to offer candy to people. It's a nice gesture. It's for pre-diabetics. It's a bit dangerous, but she went back to her cabin and got me some candy and saved my life. And for that, I'm grateful. But so now let's rewind a little bit. Shannon, you've been going on the cruise. Both of you have been going on the cruise since you were very young kids, right?
More her.
Yeah, more me. I've been going since I was 11 years old.
Wow.
So yeah, I was a baby when I first started going, yeah.
Your parents dragged you into this?
I would say that, but I mean, I was a rock fan from when I was a little kid, but that was like, I had never went to a concert or anything before going on the cruise for the first time, so it was quite the experience.
Mm-hmm. And Sam, how old were you when you first started going?
Probably 17, so not as exciting.
Mm-hmm. Well, but it depends who you ask. I mean, I know a guitar player who would completely be excited.
That is
But,
true. I think we all know.
Right. I'm not going to be complicit about that.
No.
So anyway, you guys are both around the industry. You both. Where did you guys live originally?
Northeast, so I was New York, she was Connecticut. But
Right.
neither of the exciting parts.
No.
Right. That's for sure. Yeah, you guys were in the sticks. But so
Yeah.
you both decided you wanted to have a career in music, and you both decided to go to Nashville, which is something that takes guts to just pack up and head out. And you did it. You guys got yourself an apartment there in Nashville, and now you guys are both playing music for a living full time. How insane is that? I mean, tell me a little bit about your schedules.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, my schedule is like really different every week, but for the most part, I play full time on Broadway, which I play live probably like 20 to 30 hours a week. And then I go on the road and do like weekend runs and like hired gun tour stuff.
Yeah, and so
What do you do, Sam?
Well, most weekends I'm with you guys, and then when I'm not, I also am a tribute band that does like Journey for Boston. So that's the main thing. I don't really play downtown that much, but I'm trying to pick up more work whenever I am home because it's good to be busy and not sit around.
and I will say, Sam, I've said all along that at some point you're gonna be so in demand that we won't be able to keep you around anymore. You're gonna be out touring the world with a fake Trans-Siberian orchestra or whatever it is that's looking for you. Sam did go on tour, his first tour, a bus tour with what is it called? The the Wizards of Winter Place, or what is it?
Wizards of Waverly Place?
Mhm.
Yeah, Wizards of Winter.
Wizards of Winter, yeah, jeez. I thought trans was silly, but you guys got that. Anyway, listen, Sam's working, and Steve Brown is there. So God forbid you miss it. But he did do that. Look, that's a big step at 18. How old are you?
20. Not
Yeah.
18.
I'm 18.
You're 18. Yeah, I get you guys mixed up. But
Easy to do.
yeah, easy to mix up. But anyway, you're out there working, and now everyone's looking for you because they see you at the shows. Dana Strum, who's a wise man, he told me that it was very smart that we chose you to tech. He told me, it's very good. You find a young person, you start them out and train them. And he was right. He said Slaughter gave a lot of people their big break. I'll name a few names. And it was like crazy. Yngwie Malmsteen, he was a tech. Maybe not that, but Dana's approved. And anyway, we're going to lose you. So people should come see Sam while they can before he's on some big cush tour, playing with some band that young people love, but really has no choruses to their songs. But
I don't know any young people.
yeah, you guys, by the way, are the funniest because I bring you on to be the voice of the youth, and you guys are literally living in like my high school, which is cool. When Sam and I were in a car, we went to McDonald's after one of the shows because Sam likes health food, and I was listening to the music he's playing, and I'm going, these are songs I listened to in high school. They were my favorites too, though. It was a strange situation.
Same favorite songs.
Someone thinks that maybe, Sam, you're going to get offered a job playing in Juan Croucier's The Other Voice of RATT.
I could never replace Pete Holmes.
Yeah, is that who's in it? Yeah,
That's who's in it currently. Have they done any shows?
I think they did. By the way, Sam, I can't talk about it on the air, but the Piercy DiMartini business today has been so insane.
Really?
You wouldn't believe it. If I told people what I'm going through, they would think I'm making it up.
Just the updates I was getting at the last show were nuts. So
take that times 1,000.
great.
But now, so I've talked to you guys about this in our private lives, but you guys have to play 1 million songs. When you're playing, Broadway is kind of the Strip in Nashville for people who don't know, and you guys have to play requests, right? So,
Yeah.
what's the secret to playing 1 million songs?
Yeah.
Google.
Google, like, we just look up chord charts. There's also, like, if somebody else knows the song, they can, like, call out the numbers, like, just the chord numbers and the, like, intervals. But either that or just, like, looking up chord charts or tab and going as the song goes. And then you just hope it's in the same key that it's originally done. And if it's not, then you just transpose it in your head. It's a very niche, like, skill.
Now I can't read music, so so what I do is I have a notes app of a bunch of like the standards, and I have them charted out. But what the charts really are just stupid bullshit things that I'll understand what it means. Just like random. Oh, like it's the same beat as like this song here, and so I write that out. Or I will listen to the song if we have a request coming up that I don't know. I'll put in an AirPod in one ear and I'll listen to the request that's coming up in one ear while in the other ear I have my in-ear mix just like playing the other song and try
Mark,
not to fuck up and start playing the song in the left ear.
that's a secret I didn't know. That's a smart one. I never would have thought of that.
I think I'm the only person who does it because I've been questioned on what I'm doing so many times, but it works for me. If I don't, it's either that or I have no idea what we're playing next. So I got to figure it out.
Yeah. There are some songs that are like really, really difficult to play if you've never heard them
Mhm.
or like never learned them. Like I've had to play like Freak on a Leash by Korn, like having never learned it. I just played the other night. We got requested to play Bodies by Drowning Pool. Played that. Played like I played Red Hot Chili Peppers, having never learned it, which as a bass player is like really not that easy. But you just kind of pull up tab and hope for the best.
Now let's be honest. You're playing "Pour Some Sugar on Me" a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always play it with one hand.
That's a smart way. I've seen people do it. That's how it should be done. It's the way
Yeah.
God intended.
It
And then,
is.
"Sweet Child of Mine," you're playing a lot.
So much.
I
Sweet
actually
Home.
play Round and Round almost every gig with my band at Bon Jovi's bar.
Well, that's good to hear that it's still going. "Sweet Home Alabama."
Yep.
And how do people still yell "Freebird" out?
Yep.
Yep.
Freebird
You
is
actually
a $100 song on Broadway.
Charge them
Right.
good money for it.
That is a big move. Where if you request something that's people don't want to play anymore, that there's a certain amount. There's a minimum for that. So Las Vegas has a cover band scene. I put a band here together called Sin City Sinners. Todd Kearns is one of the greatest frontmen I've ever seen. Most people know him as the bass player for Slash, but he's got a lot more than that. And he was so great at getting through shows. Now Todd knows every song. He's one of those guys. He grew up, you name a Kiss deep track from The Elder, and he's ready. But the other musicians wouldn't. And Todd knew what to do. So if someone yelled out some Bon Jovi song, and it wasn't one he wanted to play, he would say, or let's say I put it in the set list and he didn't want to do it. He would then say, by request. And that was his way of getting out of things that he thought weren't as cool. And if someone requested an Aerosmith song, but it wasn't the one he wanted to play, he would just switch it to a different Aerosmith song. And but we learned pretty fast that depending on where you're playing in Vegas, not everyone wanted to hear metal. Sometimes they wanted to hear, like more dance music. And that's when I learned. Todd Kearns taught me that Josie's on Vacation is the big song when you're in trouble, also known as Your Love by the Outfield, which is also Jesse's Girl by Rick Springfield. Pretty much the same song. And we used to do a
It's
whole
also
medley.
Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac.
Yes, Go Your Own Way is a good outro to that. And so there is a certain amount of standards that go with what you guys do. But look, it's a skill and not everyone has it. You got to be fast on your feet. One time we were doing a gig I was playing with my punk band at a place called Carnival Court, which is one of these typical places where people are drinking and behaving badly. And right in the middle, we're playing like Fight for Right to Party, and it has like a 10-minute breakdown that we add. And a lot of times in Vegas, I don't know if you guys have it, but you're just running the clock. If the set is 5 to 5:45, you go, let's put a few breakdowns in and just get the hell out of here. Right? So we were doing that, and someone says, I want to hear Eruption. Well, this wasn't the band for Eruption, but my guitar player was very good and could do it. So I said, okay, maybe the next set. And then they took out $100 and said, I want to hear it now. And so like any bass player, I said, look, what are the chords to Eruption? What are the 3 notes that I need to know? Because that's what matters. Boom, boom, boom. And then I bow, because I did it. And then he played Eruption. So having those kind of skills, I like working with people who can play different instruments, which you guys can do. I think the more you know, the better opportunities you have. I say that, Sam, to you all the time about touring as a crew person too. The days of tour managers are kind of, now it's a double duty kind of thing. Most tour managers also run front of the house. Just how it is to save money. Now, if you have a celebrity in the band, as RATT does or Stephen Piercy. Then it's a little different because I have to do hands-on things with him. I have to be on stage with him. There's other things
Yeah.
that we do that go into the show. But in some of these bands, you double up. So I recommend that you guys learn as much as you can. Now, Hall of Reviews says Todd is doing great with the Queensryche tribute band. And Sam, your mother is the biggest Queensryche fan in all the world.
Yes.
She might be a bigger fan of Queensryche than you.
That I gotta check her recent Facebook activity, but that might be true.
Does she like Jeff Tate as well, though?
Not as much, no.
Crazy.
It
She
is.
also did. Your mother did comment, by the way, that she does watch the videos because there's an episode where I told you that if you pick up some skank on the road, that you should protect yourself.
Well,
And
she
then I
watched
said,
that because she knew I was in that one.
yeah, that's right. And I said, did your mother give you the talk? And because I was going to give you the talk, just in case.
I'm
And
sure.
I said no.
and she said that she's a smart mom, self-proclaimed, and she also said that she taught you to glove up or something to that effect. So
Jason, can you give us the talk right now on live stream, or is that not an option?
I
sounds
feel like we should have Gloss do it.
sounds complicit. Blas would be great to give you guys the talk. And Spawn Amplification says, Sam, it was great to meet you last Thursday.
Yeah,
It
it was great. They did come out to the show. They were hanging out, the Swan guys.
Randall knows that you got to get black towels. Sam knows that well at this point. No
Yes,
white
I do.
towels on stage. And now Shannon came out with us one trip, and Shannon was going to sell merch to help out. You were a team player, and
Yep.
it might have been two of the worst shows. I mean, as far as craziness goes, the band was great, but we
Yeah.
did a private party.
Yeah, like a bar the size of our living room.
Somehow that one was better than the other one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The other one I didn't have a drum kit.
that's right. Yeah, what was the name of the place we played? It was some Smokey and the Bandit delivery.
Oh, it was Texarkana.
Texarkana.
Man, I don't remember what it was called though.
Matt says that Sam has a messy car. That is true.
That is true. It's better now. That was a year ago when I was moving here, but the car is better now.
He had all his belongings in the car at the time.
It's not that much better.
It is better. I don't have an entire drum set in the back now.
Now, did you guys work today?
I did.
She did.
Yeah,
Wow.
I played, get this, I played 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
That's a rough shift.
Yep. On a Monday morning. It was horrible.
That is a rough shift. Now we have a very special guest watching, and here is Sam's mom. And she's letting us know that she does like Queensryche more than Sam.
Nobody told her I was on this one, so I guess she does watch for you, Jason.
Well, she watches, and then she gets on the phone and alerts Shannon's mom, who's here as well.
That's awesome.
Mhm. And it's good, but now we have to clean up our language. Apparently, I had so many things to discuss that maybe was blue, but now I can't do that. Matt also
my
knows.
family's also coming Saturday, Jason. You get to see my family as well.
Well, that's all right. I think you guys both have great families, and to be honest, you have encouraging parents. That's a hard thing to find. I mean, my parents were pretty good, and I always say I'm grateful that they're still with us. To be in the arts in any capacity isn't easy because there's times you can't pay the bills. Now, look, you guys are still kids to me, and you're off to great starts. So, April was the RATT, by the way, RATT with 2 T's. She told Sam's mom,
That makes sense.
and we have a big thumbs up and a celebration to the moms. My mom is probably watching but doesn't know how to comment, which is better.
Yes, that's safe that way.
I don't need her. Jason points out that this is good parenting, and Chris says it's epic fun. A lot of people are having a good time. And someone says I should sing in Queensryche. I don't know about that.
Oh God.
Go for it.
I don't even want to sing in the shower. But I've been texting Todd from Queensryche, fake Queensryche. I've been asking him to come on the show, and for some reason, he doesn't respond. He told me that he wanted to do it, and now he hasn't. And I'll tell you about Jeff Tate. Me and Jeff Tate had an interview scheduled, and it was 3 in the morning because he was in Germany. I woke up to do this interview, and then he flaked because he had the times mixed up, and he hasn't come back since. So I don't know what to say about Queensryche. I did think that Michael Wilton was a little bit standoffish. We did all these shows with Queensryche, and I thought, this guy's a little bit of a jerk. Me and Johnny are sitting at a table with him, like a sharing table, and he's right next to us, looked right through us. But then we did a show with him somewhere, and he couldn't have been nicer, and I think I realized he's just a quiet person. So not everybody is a big loudmouth like me. And he actually was very cool. He gave me his number, and now we're dating. No, he's all right. Not everyone is loud. Casey says, this is Casey Sunshine Adventures. He says, "Is that your 80s cruise mug? Don't put it in the dishwasher." I've heard. This is my 80s cruise mug. On the 80s cruise, they give you something every day for free, and one day was mugs. This one changes colors amongst temperature, but you can't put it in the dishwasher. Georgia would like to wish you guys much success in your future, young ones. Now, see, now they think you guys are a band. Yeah, now you guys have a name, but the English TV show is going to screw everything up.
Yeah.
They want me to sing in a falsetto is what people are trying to do. I'll save it for Wednesday. When me and Wednesday are on the show, we like to obnoxiously sing in falsetto voices every rock song. But I'm not going to do that right now. Hey, look at this, a super chat. That's what we needed. I love this show so much. Well, I agree. Listen, one day I'm going to take a break, and I think you guys can just do it for me. That's how old people do.
I don't think we're as engaging.
Say it again?
I don't think we're as engaging.
No, but we can meet Michelle for you.
That's true. Here's a good question. Lisa asked a question for your mom. Do the moms enjoy Johnny's version of Queen of the Reich? It's a good question.
I have shown my mom this.
Did you like it?
Yeah, we were all surprised.
Johnny might have been your age in that video.
That's what he said, because I asked him about it. He said I was your age and my balls hadn't dropped.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was good at it. Johnny's a talented guy. Oh yeah, I heard the Queensryche just played at Epcot. Todd Queensryche put on 3 awesome shows at Epcot. Why can't we get that gig? There's nowhere I want to go more than Epcot.
It's crazy too. I was looking at it. I guess they have like 3 sets, and they're like 6 songs each. That's all they have to do. It's nuts.
Well, Mickey Mouse he's a slave driver, and he doesn't want them playing too long. He's also a purist. Donald Duck, on the other hand, only likes Jeff Tate. So they have to fight about set times. But I want that gig because
I know.
And my friends play in Epcot. Kurt Frolic and Scotty Griffin, who were both in Riley's LA Guns.
I met Kurt at Epcot like years ago.
Great guy. Had a band called the Underground Rebels that's very good. And he also he's done a lot. He's a talented guy, and they're great. They play 4 songs like every hour or something like that. But I want that Epcot gig. But it's not easy to get these guys to take gigs, Sam. You should see how hard it is.
Can imagine.
Okay, who does the housework, Sam? Matt would like to know who does the housework.
Well, we try to call maintenance when they show up.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it, but we have a smoke alarm that needs replacing, and it just has been beeping for like 3 weeks.
We both changed the batteries in it twice, and they
still beep.
They still beep. They replaced the smoke detector, and it kept beeping, so they just gave up and left.
But to answer your question, both of us.
Yeah, it was great.
Hello.
By the way, your mom says she's got to be loyal to Todd now. Only Todd. She's over Jeff Tate.
Not Johnny Monaco?
Even over him.
Queensryche.
How many dishes you kids got in the sink right now?
I don't know. Well, I just made food, so probably those.
I will
Oh.
say Sam is the only one that actually uses dishes because I'm like literally never home. So
I just cleaned your dishes earlier. I mean,
well today was my day off.
I would use paper plates and plastic forks. I'm not going to lie. When I was your age, I just threw things away.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
take that to
We have
try.
a super chat from Shannon's mom.
Oh great.
Thank you,
knows how to
Shannon's
do
mom.
that?
Take that out of
Why
Shannon's
is it
allowance.
$9.99?
Mhm. Yeah, take that out of Shannon's allowance.
Mom, you should have just Venmoed us.
Yeah, they're going to need it. Tom is reminding us that Jeff Tate is playing at the Arcada in St. Charles, I think, next month. Yeah, he's on the Farewell Mindcrime tour.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try to see that Wednesday. It's in Atlanta because I want to see mine. I really like Minecraft, so I want to see that play.
I do too. If we're having a Queensryche debate, my problem is one, Chris DeGarmo and Jeff Tate wrote all those songs, the majority of them. And so I wish that they were in the band. Now, DeGarmo's been gone a long time. Then you lose Scott and you go, okay, well, you got Michael Wilton and you got Eddie Jackson. Both nice guys. And there's some great Queensryche songs, but it surprises me that they decide sometimes to do the really deep sets. Not to say there's not great Rage for Order songs and old stuff, but sometimes, look, I hate to say it, but sometimes these places we're playing are like chili cook-offs and state fairs, and they know 2 songs per night. When Queensryche has some great songs, and then, one of you guys gave a thumbs down. Did you see that? Shannon, did you do that?
My hand's already in frame.
I saw it. Anyway, but so I sometimes am concerned about their set list. But some people are saying that Tate is doing very good right now. Look, who knows? I guess there's room for everyone. Now your mom is being overzealous, and now I'm gonna have to buy you guys dinner or something. Your moms are battling over super chats. Sam's mom went 5 times.
That's crazy.
She said,
Please give this to the kids.
why didn't you just send it to me?
Yeah, YouTube takes a fee. The kids.
Yeah, you could have just PayPal this.
Well, thank you. Listen, it helps to interaction. You got to have interaction. But anyway, engagement. But anyway, listen, I'll buy you guys dinner when I see you. But don't order anything too expensive. All right.
Over the $100 coupon we have.
This is Tom. Love your channel, Jason. My wife was laughing her ass off when we watched the Puerto Rico stop. Michelle left you there to die climbing the ramp. Thank you. Thank you for noticing that. People said I was mean to Michelle in the last episode. First of all, as I say, it's shtick. Sometimes these broads get uptight watching and they think I'm mean. But anyway, she did. Michelle's got a lot more energy than me. And I was having trouble getting up the hill with my old ticker. All right, let's see here. But anyway, Winger or touring Australia? Are you coming, Jason? No.
That's a wide trip.
It's their last Australian tour, but I'm not allowed to say anything else about it because I guess they want to keep people guessing. Someone said it's a telethon. It is sort of a telethon. I did think about one time doing a 24-hour telethon. Before you kids were born, there was a guy named Jerry Lewis. And he would do this thing called the muscular dystrophy telethon, and he would go all night. And you'd have a bunch of other old folks come in, like Ed McMahon, people that you would not care about. But I think that I could do that on here. We raise money for a good cause, and you guys could do an hour, and Johnny could do an hour. Wednesday can do an hour. Sean could do an hour, and I think that would be a fun thing. I want to point out, speaking of age and things. Someone alerted me that they were talking about me on Metal Sludge. I like Metal Sludge, but I don't really read the gossip. I read the penis chart occasionally.
As we all do.
Yeah, you guys have read it, right?
Unfortunately.
It was the first time we hung out.
That was only the first time we hung out. That's crazy.
Do you think if I read you descriptions, you could guess who the person is?
Probably.
We might have to do
I
it.
probably could.
I asked Stevie to do it, and he said he didn't want to talk about their penises that much, so he backed
But he's
out.
the one who did it.
We were going to ask him to read it.
Some.
we were going to have him read it, and then me and Johnny were going to guess who the penis belonged to. What would be funnier is, do your mothers read the penis chart if they're
highly
watching?
doubt
I
it.
hope not.
Well, we read it with Blas and his wife. We were sitting in an airport, and we asked if they
God.
knew about it, and it led to a great.
Did you read him his own?
I think he kind of quoted it. He was familiar, but I don't really remember it to be honest. But anyway, the point I wanted to make about the Meadow Sludge is that somebody said they saw an interview with me with Ron Keel, and where Ron Keel interviewed me, and they said, who grows their hair long in their 40s? They said I was just a nerd with short hair. But the truth was I shaved my head for kids with cancer 3 times, and that was in the growing back stage. I had long hair since I was probably 13 years old, and so. But anyway, someone should let those Metal Sledge people know that I'm saving lives every day. Brian Rex Drums getting in on it. Great show and cool meeting you all on the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Hi,
Did you remember Brian?
I do remember Brian. Brian, we have a couple mutual friends from back home. He lives up in like the Albany area.
Brian was on the same floor as me at the hotel in Miami.
Oh, really?
And then he got to jam with the great Johnny Monaco.
Who wouldn't want to? What a pleasure.
If someone wants to pick up your moms, I don't think your moms are your moms both married?
My mom is married, yes.
My mom is
Dan?
not married, but in a relationship.
Okay, so you guys,
I don't know.
Not the I think.
so you guys aren't in the. They're not looking for new dads. So I'm sorry.
Last I checked, yeah.
And yes,
Jason's
Blas.
way back, yeah.
And yes, Blas is the hunk of the month. Maybe you guys would come back and we could do a thing where I'll read some facts about you guys, and we'll see if your mothers can identify which one of you the fact goes with. Would you guys
that
be up
would
for
be
that?
so fun.
That'd be horrifying. Sure.
That would be great.
Ooh. Well, if your moms are still watching, maybe we could set that up. I was going to do it with Johnny, and thankfully, my mom and Johnny's mom's still with us, and we were going to see if they could. Because some of the things that me and Johnny now look, me and Johnny have had 75 years each. We've done some crazy shit, but okay. Band is only as good as its drummer. I think that's true.
That's
Bad
fair.
drummer shows.
Is that right, Shannon?
I wouldn't know.
Well, but Shannon, you played with bad drummers before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do that regularly?
Go for the comment.
Your mom is in, Sam, so we're set. So what we're going to do is we're going to write down. We'll do it another time, but we're going to write down some things that you guys have done, and we are going to guess. Your mothers are going to guess who it was, and then we'll see. And if you want, I'll put in.
Check for once alive, son.
And if we want, we'll put in some things that I did, and see if maybe mine are worse.
I feel like that'll be pretty easy to differentiate the two of us.
It
Never
depends
know.
what it is.
Well, us with Jason. It'll probably.
Yeah.
Well, I know things about your guys' lives that your parents don't know, and probably has to stay that way.
True.
That's
It probably has to stay that way. Now, I'm going to argue with this, but I'm going to let Sam handle it first. Someone says Steven Adler was a bad drummer.
No, he definitely was not a bad
I
drummer.
disagree with that too.
I played with the Guns N' Roses tribute band in January. His parts are so fun to learn.
He has a swing about him that
Yeah.
not everybody has, and everyone who's tried to imitate him didn't have it either. I was fortunate to be in rehearsal spaces with him, tiny rooms where I'm standing next to drums. Any Guns N' Roses song, anytime he's in. Look, I think over the years, his health is harder to keep going, but
Yeah, sure.
boy, there's no record like Appetite for Destruction, and you can sing his drum parts, Rocket Queen, the build-ups in Sweet Child, all his songs, the drums are such parts of the songs, and so I don't think he's a bad drummer.
No, I think he's great.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty talented guy. Anyway, a lot of people coming to the defense, and
As they should be.
yeah, and Will says Matt Thorne would be best suited to give them. I'm not sure what he's supposed to do, but yeah,
Give us an FCs.
yeah. RATT was one of my favorite bands.
He was.
Yeah, there's always the was. All right, I'm trying to get through all this. I said I was just going to come on here for an hour, but 2 hours later, we're still here. But look, you guys don't. It's nice to have her. April says she's not coming on. She's not going to play the guessing game.
Well, that's that idea.
April doesn't want to know. Maybe it's better. Maybe we'll find another game that your parents can play. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to get through as many of these questions as we can, and people are very kind. Here, Tom makes a good point. Crazy how time flies and age catches up to all of us. Enjoy and cherish your youth. I'll tell you something that Bret Michaels said, a wise man named Bret Michaels. He said, I'm not scared or regret getting old because there's so many people who don't get there. And I think that that's the best advice for older people. Nothing's guaranteed. I sometimes think to myself, I'm 50 now, and I think, it's scary because I think are my best years over? And I don't think they are. I think actually I'm having a better time now than I've had a lot of times. But a lot of people don't. Not everyone's going to make it. And so you guys are young. You got a full life. It's exciting to me the opportunities that you have. Not everyone has it. And by the way, the reasons you have it, not just encouraging parents, but because you guys are both go-getters. You took a chance. Not everybody can do that. Lori says that she's going to do it. And now Chris
for both of us.
And now Chris is pushing her into. And Christina says Blas Elias is her favorite drummer. So Blas Elias is a damn good drummer. And Sam, that you see him often and work with him often.
I have learned more in this past year of working with Blas than I think I've learned in the previous 6-7 years of playing. Just from watching him, and I've learned so much from just observing him.
Blas has what I call a Slaughter stigma attached to him. People think, Slaughter wasn't that difficult a band, or it's not a prog band, whatever. But Blas not only played with Slaughter, but then he did the Blue Man Group here for a lot of years, and then Trans-Siberian, obviously. But I had him in Sin City Sinners playing. I knew how good Blas was, and not just obviously a good player, but a really great person. One of the better people you could be around. And Will says Blas is suited to play the RATT catalog. He sounds amazing. I think he was the right person.
Absolutely.
For it. Let's see here. Sarge says Coogan was good, but Blas is better. I mean, everybody has their own things. I'm a Blas fan, obviously, but we'll be seeing Coogan soon. He'll be at the M3 Festival. Shannon, will you be at the M3 Music Festival?
No, I'm on the road.
Until Saturday, though, you could come for Sunday.
There's no way I'm making that.
You can bring the whole band for Sunday. Sorry, right?
Yeah.
Jason knows Ari.
Listen, you're not going to have that many opportunities. If you had to see how these guys, they didn't speak.
I'll be at Rock the Dam.
You will?
Yeah, because that's only an hour and a half from here.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Is that Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Your mothers are talking right now. They're yenting it up, and April says she's in. They're on the phone. So yeah. So we're going to put together a game, and we're going to have your parents, your mothers, discuss it.
That's the first thing ever.
So what's it like living in Nashville?
It's peaceful.
I don't know about that. Not with you.
It's nice. I like it. There's always something to do.
No, yeah, it's great. You can literally just go see music whenever.
There's young people here, which is new.
Yeah, that's the thing. In Nashville, there are a ton of young people that are into all the 80s rock stuff. So it's really nice.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of work out there. A lot of songwriting, a lot of country music as well, and there's a lot of also the era that we tour with. There's a lot of those people too there. Kip Winger lives there. Paul Taylor lives there.
Yeah.
I think Cinderella lived there, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Half of Hurricane Alice lives here.
Yeah, Hurricane Alice lives here too.
You know, we did a show with Hurricane Alice, I think, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was an interesting experience because the guy Bruce, he rides a motorcycle onto the stage. Did you know
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And then
Like Rob
Stephen got very angry, and so did Bloss. By the way, Bloss did not like breathing in that exhaust. Now they didn't clear it with anybody. They should have had doors open if you're going to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, they just kind of do it.
Yeah. Well, you know what else they do? Never mind. They're characters. Those guys. They're characters. I don't even want to say. April, which is Shannon's mom, she said to Lori that they need to start studying the dick chart. So
That's not what's being asked.
it's going to be a good episode.
I don't think they listened to anything you said because that wasn't the game at all.
Mm-hmm. Lisa Clark is looking for. Thank you for being a channel member. Is looking forward to the cruise diaries and tour diaries. They're great. And Shannon, I think you. Oh yeah, Shannon. Actually, they're both in the Monsters of Rock one.
Yeah.
We went to the Bahamas together, and I'm practically a local there now. And we went down by Junkanoo Beach, and we went to an ice cream stand that serves. I shouldn't maybe. Well, I think your parents are okay. Your mother's okay with it, but
They're gonna know.
anyway.
It's already gonna be on the internet anyway.
Shannon did not drink. She had no alcohol in her ice cream, but
Correct.
me and Matt got drunk. I'm not going to lie. Matt had a double scoop.
Matt had 2 scoops.
They said it's the equivalent of 2 beers. But do you remember what you had, Sam? Spoiler alert.
I don't remember what flavor it was now. It was pretty good. I don't remember what flavor it was though now.
Well, let's see. Anyway, a lot of Hurricane Alice fans in the crowd.
Jason, you should get them on the show.
Yeah, well, you know, I got Bruce's number and we talked about it. I'll tell you a funny Hurricane Alice story. Let me think back about this one for a second. We were playing a show in a place called Pickle Park, and it was Bobby Blotzer's RATT, also known as Fake RATT. And at the end of the night, the guy went to pay me. It wasn't the end of the night, it was the middle of the night. And Bruce works for the agency that booked it. And the guy started cursing me out and telling me that this is not RATT and this is bullshit. And he was paying me in singles. He was counting out whatever amount of singles. And Bruce, the singer for Hurricane Alice, he told him, you knew what you booked and we didn't lie to you and you knew this was fake RATT and blah, blah, blah. And from that point on, I thought maybe it would be good, to have him on the show and, he could stop by for a glass of milk and cookies and we could do a good show. Let's see.
Yeah. He's a real character, so that would
I'm
be
learning.
I think.
I'm learning. Searching for Slim Tenders. That was a funny moment that's in the current tour diary. El Slim Tender. I found him in Puerto Rico in a bar.
Shocking.
Fake RATT, also known as Dead RATT. Very true. Bobby Blotzer, the other drummer of RATT. True. What are your favorite Aussie bands? Asking me. I mean, Men at Work, Midnight Oil. Oh, Rick Springfield. Rick Springfield. Yeah, Rick Springfield is my favorite Aussie band. Do you guys have any Aussie choices?
Probably just Rick. Who else is? I don't even know who else is Aussie.
AC/DC.
Oh, they're Aussie.
So.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, AC/DC.
I don't like AC/DC. I'll go on record saying that. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't like them live, I'll tell you that. In Excess, that's a good one. You guys are into autoerotic asphyxiation, that's the band for you. Hey, Jason, good evening, my friend Jason. Well, there it is, Jason Hampton. So what do you guys got in the upcoming Rose Tattoo? Yeah, Rose Tattoo was the worst interview I ever did in my life. It's so bad I didn't put it out. I didn't even release it. There's only 2 interviews I didn't release. That's one of them. The guy had some political agenda. It didn't even make sense. We're not even in the same country. And
Damn Tories.
Someone says Mick Cripps is Australian. That's interesting. I like him. Anyway, what are you guys up to? Are you home tonight?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
hanging out.
This is the first night I've been home in a while, so I'm enjoying being at home for a minute.
Yeah, and then what about tomorrow? Tomorrow is Tuesday.
Tuesday. Good job, Jason.
Any big Tuesday plans?
I'm off, and then I have a double on Wednesday, which means I play for 8 hours straight.
That's insane.
Yeah, I've done a
But you-
triple, which is 12 hours. That's a lot.
Good to be young.
Yeah,
And and there's tips involved, right?
occasionally.
You hope. I mean,
Yeah, when it's like it's just starting to pick up again now. Like it was really dead through the winter because obviously no one's coming here because it's cold and no one's traveling. But now it's like getting warm, so people are starting to come here again, which is nice. Which means more money.
mhm, yeah. I'm
And that's
hoping
Sam,
we
you're
get.
going this weekend
Yeah,
with them.
that's right.
Oh yeah, I'm going to see you. When I'm asking you what you're up to, I'm going to see
Yeah, I'll
you.
see you in a couple
Yeah.
days.
We're going to come back by, visit your room, and jump on the bed and order room service. I mean, it's the.
More than welcome to.
I've learned that Sam isn't actually old enough to. I have to be his guardian for a room. We learned.
That's yes, yeah. And some places are very strict about that. We've also learned.
Yeah. This one I don't think is going to care because I think they're going to hand me a stack of keys.
Yeah,
And
probably.
that's good. Yeah, I'll tell you some tips, and I'll let the 300 people watching hear it too. So when you play that Mohican Sun, they give you a laminate that's good for a thing called the Unca's Grill, which is it's an EDR basically, a nice one, employee dining room. But it's big restaurant. They have all kinds of food. You can go in there and stock up. They got sandwiches and salads and things. They got people who cook for you too, but you can definitely stock up on food. Then you got $100 for the show day. Now, if you like pizza, I hear there's a place there that has the best pizza. Every time I'm there, I don't have it, but people
It's
say,
not.
I don't really like it. Frank
No,
pizza. I'm not really that big of a fan.
now you guys are East Coasters. What's bad
I'm
about
from Connecticut, and I will go on record saying that Connecticut pizza is way overhyped.
it? Now, I haven't had it, but what do you think is wrong with it?
Well, it's just like I guess it's preference, but it's like really thin crust and it's like charred. And I don't know, I like thick crust pizza, so to me just like and like soft crust too. So like to have like thin crust where it's just like blackened is just like I don't know, it's just kinda not my thing.
Yeah, I trust your opinion. I might have to try it, but just to see. But people are asking you if you guys ever heard of The Warning. I imagine you have.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
You guys like The Warning?
I'm not too into. I haven't really listened to. I like what I've heard, but I don't know that much by them.
Yeah, same for me. I've seen them live before. They're solid. I have nothing to say.
Brad thinks that Sam might be baked. I don't think that's the case.
I'm not. No, this is just how I always appear.
The only person. Well, go, Shannon.
Oh, I was gonna say we always look high in pictures. It's really funny.
The only person less high than you guys is Bloss. Who? But by the way, you weren't there when Bloss had his first drink in the Bahamas.
No, I heard about it after the fact.
It was a piece of rum cake. Yeah.
It didn't even go down though, right? It just
No.
yeah.
No. For those who are interested in Bloss spitting up rum cake, it's coming soon.
Coming in several months. It'll be.
Yeah, New York pizza. I'm going to try to go to New York after the Connecticut show and visit my parents. I got to see if I can't do it this one, then I'll go after M3.
That's exactly what I'm doing on this trip.
Yeah, you got to make the best of those things. Angus Young turned 70 yesterday. Did you guys know that?
Oh, I thought that was today. But yeah, I knew that it was his birthday at some point.
I would have thought he was 80. Youngblood, Sam, do you like Youngblood?
Do I like Youngblood?
I've seen Youngblood.
What is? Oh, the guy.
The guy.
I know nothing about him.
I like Youngblood. I don't think he's a rock artist, but I
Does he like Machine Gun Kelly?
kind of.
I don't like Machine Gun Kelly.
He was really good when I saw him live, but I don't think he's a rock artist.
He's got a cool look. I have his Funko Pop around here somewhere.
I didn't know he had a Funko Pop.
I didn't either.
He does, yeah. Spawn amplification and guitars is from upstate New York.
Oh, Syracuse. Okay, I'm from like Poughkeepsie, so probably like 4-ish hours.
It's interesting. Someone pointed out that a nice T-shirt, Shannon. I didn't notice what she was wearing
Oh,
until
yeah,
now.
Craft Vaudeville.
Crash Vaudeville. I used to go when I was in high school. We'd all go down to St. Mark's Place, and I think I'm dating myself a little bit. And if you date yourself too long, you could go blind. Okay, Green Eyed Girl. What are their top 3 favorite bands? Good question.
Oh boy.
I,
You go first.
I don't know.
I can answer for you.
I know.
Yeah, that'd be good. Go ahead, Shannon. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If I don't say RATT, I get fired. So, probably Bon Jovi, Alice Cooper, and RATT.
Would you? Is that correct, Shannon, or is he lying?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. I was thinking like Cinderella and Queensryche.
They're also in there, yeah. I'll
But
have to look at my Spotify Wrapped.
What are her favorites, Sam?
Currently, Shiraz Lane's definitely up there.
well, that's always up there. That's one
Well,
of
you've
my
been
favorites.
very.
Yeah.
I don't know. You seem to change.
It does change.
You
a
change
lot.
often. I know Shiraz Lane.
Shiraz Lane, definitely. Spread Eagle.
That's a consistent.
I don't know what a third one is right now. It like changes a lot for me. You're right. Skid
You
Row,
guys-
maybe.
Who?
Skid Row.
Skid Row. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't think you can go wrong with Skid Row. Shiraz Lane is a Finnish band, a younger band that maybe not everyone watching knows, but something they should check out. Singer was on this show, and we all went and watched them together on the cruise. I think that's going to air. And
I hope so.
yeah, we had a lot of fun conversations about them. Here's a hold that uncut thought. Here's a question. Robert.
Jesus.
Robert says breaking news. Yeah. So I heard this news, and I don't think it's that big a deal. Chad
No,
Stewart.
I mean,
Go ahead. You talk first.
I'm very. We've both known Sam for years.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm so proud of that guy though, because he's earned the fuck out of it.
Oh yeah.
Sam
He's so.
Sam has worked his ass off.
I like Sam, and I'm glad that he's got a gig. But Chad Stewart told me, and I spent 12 days at sea with him. He told me that he's got this gig that's so big you won't believe it. So I figured, he's in Led Zeppelin, and then I go, oh man, he's got a big gig. I'm excited for him. And then I said, Godsmack. I don't care about Godsmack. Is that big a deal? He's in Scab Smack. And they're only going to play in Europe. And then Will Hunt. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy he's playing arena. Sam definitely should be playing arena, so I'm happy that he's getting to do that finally, like regularly.
Well, this will get some eyes on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
hoping that momentum continues for him because he's worked his ass off for years.
I think there's more in his future. He's very awkward, though. I have to go over and force myself on him, which is not big these days. And I have to tell him, I have to say hello and shake him. Otherwise, he'll just kind of, he's a little bit like Napoleon Dynamite. He'll kind of, oh, gosh, But anyway, but I'm glad that Chris is also a fan. So I'm glad he got the gig. But when I heard it was huge, I was expecting something huger.
I don't really know what else there would be. I mean, I guess if he was playing with like a jelly roll or something of that.
Like jelly roll.
But at this day and age, there's really no big enough rock bands that he could hypothetically join.
Unless he was in Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses,
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
A Ghost, he could put the mask on. You know what I mean? That'd be big. Let's see here. People like to try to correct me. I said hugely on purpose, just for the record. All right. Well, listen. I think it's been a fantastic show. I wish you guys would have came on earlier, but we now know that we're going to have you guys back, and we're going to have you and your parents, your mothers, and they're going to guess things about you guys and see if they can tell them apart. And then maybe if we're feeling adventurous, we'll see who is more familiar with the penis jar.
Hell yeah.
Great.
It's gonna be me.
You think you got it mastered?
I think I've got it
I
down.
think she does.
I think I could guess some of them just by like hearing who the person is without knowing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Like the reverse.
which one?
I said like the reverse. Like you would know the person's description based on their name.
Yeah, I think so. Or like,
Oh.
I think some people, you know, here, let's do one. Let's just do one for an example. Hold on. I'll read. I'll read a. I'll read one, and then you guys will tell me who the person is. All right, hold on. Of course, I'm going to know who the person is. All right, I'm going to just kind of close my eyes and pick one randomly. Okay, here. I just got to watch my language.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Now, some of these are too generic, so I got to find one.
That's stands out.
Yeah, and I got to pick someone that I don't know that well. I mean, I don't know. This could be an interesting game.
I think it's a good
I
game.
think it would be very fun.
How about this one? Blank is somewhat above average in length and width. Maybe his dick works out with weights as well. He loves the back side door. So if you've never had that before, you might want to practice with some toys before taking blank on. All right, who is it?
Is it George Lynch?
It is George Lynch.
That's bad.
That's so bad that I know that.
That was pretty good. I'm impressed. I mean, I think the weights.
Crazy.
I think the weights thing is a good. You know, you got to pick up on some of the. See, some of these people, I don't think you guys.
No, there's some that I haven't read just because I don't really care.
Yeah, I'll have to read these through. But anyway, we'll plan it for next time, and maybe your mothers will know more. Anyway, Chris is saying thank you, great show, Shannon and Sam, for being on. Matt says PG. Look, I cleaned that up more than what was really written.
You gotta keep the
And,
monetization going.
And we'll give a shout out to Stevie Rochelle and the world famous penis chart. I think that's what it's called.
Mhm.
The long and short of it, actually, the long and short of it, world famous penis chart. And if anyone has any complaints, send them to Sam and Shannon's parents.
Yeah.
I'm not available for complaints. Anyway, you guys got anything to promote?
Nothing at all.
I got nothing.
Follow me on social media. I don't know.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Sam Wall, Shannon Wilk, they're on social media. Follow them. The big things are going to come out of them. There's going to become a time when they won't sit here and yap with me. So remember that.
Talk to me, Jason. You're very fun.
Well, I appreciate that. But remember, you saw them before, and Shannon studied that list. She's the one who told me about it. So they know. But I think Michelle knows it pretty well, too, to be honest. She's pretty well versed.
Maybe I should play it with Michelle.
Maybe.
Michelle would be good.
That would be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she could do pretty good. Oh, hold on. I was just about to leave. And then the super chat came in. Thank you so much, Jeff. Much appreciated. When is the next tour diary? So the goal for the next tour diary is Wednesday. I did a day in the life with Wednesday 13, which is really good. So that's coming out. I got to finish it. And then we're on day 5 of the 80s cruise. And it'll be 7 of those. And then we'll start the Monsters of Rock. And I think you guys will enjoy it. And thank you. Say it again.
Said we're in those ones.
Yes, and you get to see more of you guys, and you guys will be back. Have a good night, kids. Somebody says, keep rocking. Everyone's showing.
Good night.
Everyone's showing their age. Sam, I'm going to see you this weekend.
Yeah,
and
Friday.
Hold on. Someone wants to talk about Godsmack with me. I couldn't think of a less interesting subject. Sully Erna said Tony and Shannon are not on the Godsmack 14-date Euro tour because of personal reasons. Said changes might be temporary or permanent. Wow, serious trouble in paradise for God's sake. Well, it's interesting. I think that Sam and Will, although Will's going to flake on those guys because Evanescence is going to show up, and I don't know what's bigger, Godsmack or Evanescence.
I feel like they're kind of the same level.
Evanescence would probably pay him more because it's his regular thing.
That's
so
true.
on a pay scale, probably Evanescence.
Been in it for a long time. Yeah. Well, anyway, Sam, I'll see you this weekend. Shannon, hopefully I'll see you soon, and then we'll have you guys back on, and we'll have some youth around here.
Yay!
All right, and now is where I say thank you everyone for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I think that's what you're supposed to do. And I'll talk to you guys. I'll talk to you guys in a second, but I'm going to say goodbye to everyone else. See you next time.
Just wanna waste some